Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ADL All-Stars Coach Spotlight interviews. And today I have a very special coach interview with me. You might know him as the greatest Spaniard to ever live. I know him as Belly Bolt's strongest soldier, as well as one of ADL's most regulars. I think he's played in the most seasons out of pretty much everybody else besides me and Raz. So that's an interesting factoid there for you all. We have Mario here today. How are you, Mario?
Hi, I'm Mario, coach of the Violenca Belligots.
Mario, we just want to pick your brain a little bit. This is your half hour, 40 minutes. This is all about you. We want to know everything there is to know about the MarioEFG 12. So we're gonna go into your team a little bit here that you've drafted. I know it looks insanely different from the live draft, but that is pure Mario form. Your teams never look the same that they do in the initial draft. There's always a how many trades do I get? I'm gonna use all of them within 2 weeks to fix it up. So tell us a little bit about the team you have now versus like what you had in the live draft and how that changed and how this one's feeling for you.
Okay, so I have an idea while we're starting the draft, and it was to make some kind of team. Seeing the Thrower Hisui team that Wolfie bring to a regulation H tournament last year. So I think he had Whimsicott, Ursaluna Blood Moon, Goldengo, and Thrower Hisui as their main core. And they have Incineroar and Dragonite. And he used Thrower to be disguised as Whimsicott, Goldengo, and Ursaluna and caught opponents off guard and do as much damage as he could. So I started with Whimsicott, my draft, because I feel it's for a first pick, I feel it was the one that solves most of my problems, because I didn't know what's gonna be left at the end of second round. So I feel like Whimsicott paired with any Mega is gonna be good in the draft. So I used my first pick to pick Whimsicott. And then I think I'll go for Mega Drampa and Goldengo. Mega Drampa is not as quite as good as Ursaluna Blood Moon, but has Hyper Voice and has Earth Power, and a strong Hyper Voice and Earth Power. So I wanted to use them as a Ursaluna in my team. And then next round, I picked Thrower Hisui and Sneasler. And I ended the draft with comfort picks. And yeah, my final team, I think it's the one that you're looking,
Yes.
is with Whimsicott, Mega Glalie, Sneasler Goldengo, Mega Gyarados, Torterra, Thrower Hisui, my beloved Bellibolt, Oranguru, and Typhlosion Hisui. And with my team, what I wanted to do is to punish opponent's plays, to punish an opponent's fake out into one of my three ghost types. One of them are disguised as Thrower, and to encore them with Whimsicott, or to punish Protex in case they are trying to know if one of my monks is Thrower and not the one they are seeing, and encore them into Protect. And yeah, I built this hyper offensive team that's is very fun to play.
Yeah, good. And I honestly pre-trades, it was like a very, very real VGC team for sure. But I actually think I like it more post-trades, oddly enough. I have never been the biggest like lover of Mega Gyarados, but I've seen you use it a couple times now, and I'm becoming a believer purely on your positioning and play of it. So Thank you for turning the lights on in my head to what this thing can really do. I also really like that you've got some better Zoroark targets now, some illusion targets. I think Zoroark looks really good on this team, so yeah, good job. I like how it looks, and obviously it's feeling pretty decent so far, right? I mean, 3-4, so you're still definitely within playoffs contention. So going into like the final 2 weeks, you have, let's see, or final 3 weeks.
Wakeman.
Yeah.
And
it is
Wakeman last week.
Yes, it's Wakeman week 9, and then you've got Phoenix week 8. So how do you feel going into those final 2 matchups for the season?
Well, I'm even knowing that Wakeman is out of contention of playoffs. I have a positive record against Phoenix, but I have a very negative record against Wakeman, and I know he's gonna do the best to play that last week, even though he's out of contention. So I feel like let me see the Phoenix team that I didn't remember. Okay, the rain team with Mega Swampert, Mega Raichu X. Okay. Yeah, against that team, I have some tools to use in Mega Glalie with Freeze Dry maybe, and Whimsicott with Prankster Sunny Day to get rid of the rain. But yeah, Wakeman's team is scarier for me because it has everything you need in a draft league.
It's true, but he claims he still hasn't figured out how it works somehow. So, you know, you might just get him on that alone. Who knows? So you were one of the champions that was selected to play in the All-Stars season amongst the others that were voted in, purely based on your consistency throughout the other seasons and obviously your win. So I kind of want to know, like, how do you feel being here amongst essentially ADL's top 12, the people that would be considered, you know, the top of ADL and probably amongst the top of other areas of the community at large? Like, how do you feel being here, and like what's going through your head when you think about that?
Well, it's hard to believe. Like, I started playing drafts back in Sword and Shield, and the first draft I found in Discord were drafts more for casual people. Let's say, and yeah, the truth is, I won my first Sword and Shield draft and against Quick. That is not a bad coach, but the rest of the roster, I feel like it was kind of rookies in the BGC or the draft. And yeah, many weeks I won only because they made some mistakes, or yeah, I didn't feel like it was a great league, and they have a great level in that league. And I was searching for more draft leagues, and I found out first the SCDA, and then the GLDL, and the last, and then the ADL. And yeah, the community in those discords are are better competitively.
Higher caliber players. Yeah.
Yeah, and I found more difficult every week to prep and to win, because they have most balanced team, and they have answer for all my tricks. So yeah, being between these 12 players that are the all-stars of ADL and of this community is an honor, and hard to believe since I started in Sword and Shield.
Yeah. Well, iron sharpens iron, as they say. So once you got into that place with the higher caliber people, and it's forcing you to prep harder, play harder. I mean, your skill level just skyrockets. I mean, not even just for you. I mean, for me, for Toxic, for even Wakeman, it's just having this pool of insanely good players just really forces you to be on your toes at all times. So, but yeah, I mean, it's truly you have earned your place in the top players for sure. Like, you should definitely feel proud about that, and you should feel confident in that as well. So looking back on the season so far, what would you say has been your hardest matchup so far? Which one has been the hardest to prep for, or hardest to play, or both?
At the moment, I feel like it was maybe Flame. Flame was very hard to prep well. I think I lost last week because they have a team with a lot of tools to counter all my strategies. And yeah, it was like that because I lost. And then what was the other match that I felt like? And I don't remember now, but it was another one that I didn't know how I won. Maybe the no, I can't remember what it was, but I came to that match feeling that this is impossible. They have counters for all my strategies, and then I realized I have a way to win, and I did it, but I can't remember what team it was.
Okay. Okay. And then amongst all of the players within the roster of the All Stars division, like kind of gauging yourself with them, what do you think your chances are of not only making playoffs but like winning the whole thing? Like, where do you think you stand with the rest of the roster?
Well, now at 3-4, 3-4 is
You're still in
difficult.
it. You're still in it.
Yeah, but I had to beat Phoenix and Wakeman that I feel for me are two of the top three, top four players in this league. Even though I say before that I have a good matchup against Phoenix, I consider them a very good player, and be very hard. But I give me a 10% chance of winning all of this if I can make playoffs after those last 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay. 10% is better than 0%, and I believe in you. So, for whatever that's worth,
Thanks.
you have at least me cheering you on. Let's see. So, one of the questions that I'm asking every coach that comes on as an interview is because to reach this level, to be at the All-Stars division, to be playing with all of these insane people, and trying to vie for that top position, you have to be super consistent at this game. And Pokemon is a really hard game, especially to be consistent at, given the nature of the game itself anyway. So my question for you is, if you were talking to new coaches, new players who were trying to get into the game and get better faster, what would be the advice you'd give them?
For me, to improve in this game in BGC or in draft, it was to have a wide knowledge of the metagame or the rosters, the draft pool, and knowing what do every month, and seeing many videos in YouTube from different creators that try some weird megas or some weird strategies, and knowing what can do every month, even though it's very difficult to know what they do. It's we have 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
but to have a wide weight knowledge is the first thing they should have, and then you have to know how to take risk and make your decision to be the best for the game, because you have to be more proactive and not counter the rival, because this is a thing that I realized lately in the last months, that I used to build thinking about how can I counter my rivals, and then I realized that if have the I have the lead and they have to counter me, it's easy to play. It's easier, and yeah, to have a good knowledge and to learn how to take risk or play safely is the first thing I think anybody should learn from this game.
For sure. Very good advice. And I like that too, because that's also honestly something I should learn as well, is to be more proactive than reactive. Not really try not to. You can't counter everything, so maybe push your advantages more than what you can push counter wise. Force them to be the one that's on the defense. I like that a lot. Let's see here. So I think it's no question to you, me, and everybody else in the community that you are a little bit of a fan of a Pokemon called Bellibolt. It being your team mascot, a Pokemon that you draft all the time. It's also a Pokemon that you just went on a 7-0 sweep with into Thunderball this last week. So what is it about Bellibolt that makes you love it so much, and what's your experiences with it so far that have turned it into your greatest weapon? Because clearly it comes all the time, it does so well for you, you draft it all the time, it's become kind of your old reliable pick, so to speak.
Well, first, I consider electric my favorite type and one of the best of the game. And yeah, my favorite mon is Tapu Koko, and I missed it. And yeah, well, I think it was the first time I picked Bellibolt. It was in the ADL season. I won with it, and yeah, after 2 or 3 weeks, I realized that I have something here. Such a bulky mon that if you hit it, they are gonna hit you with double power with his electric type attacks, and is always in the lower tiers. And I think it was in the I had it for 18 points. I think it was in the ADL, while other things are in 50 points. And yeah, it only has one weakness, so it's very hard to kill in one hit, and it's very bulky, and it can hit you harder if you didn't kill it. So yeah, it's my favorite mon now, and I pick it always because as a lower tier, nobody used to pick it, even though there are some believers like Ed and Phoenix. But I used to pick it before them because I know how they love it to use it.
Mm-hmm. It's honestly good value for the tier too. I mean, you never. It's always in tier 3 or 4 most of the time, and that's pretty good for where it's at. I mean, I don't think it goes a ton higher, but for where it is as a pick in that tier, it operates very, very well, and it's a really good bulky pivot piece on especially most teams that you draft. But I have a feeling that's because you draft your teams with Bellibolt in mind these days, so but that is still cool to see. There is some slander going around in the league that there is a new Bellibolt on the scene, and it is a Mega Electros. I kind of want to know what your feelings on that are.
And Mega Electros, who?
Oh.
No, I tried to pick Mega Electros I was in another league. I can't remember what it was, but Yeah, because it isn't as bulky as volleyball. It hits harder in the physical side, but yeah, it's not as bulky. And even though it has this where the UV's ability, well, the one that boosts your
Yeah.
most your highest stat, I didn't consider it because it was I think a tier or two higher than Bellybolt, and I said, why are you going to pick that Miguel Electros while you have Bellybolt and you can you can pick a better thing in that tier. But yeah, I respect how Miguel Electros is doing, and it was beyond the kill leaders, right?
Yes, it should be. I think it still is. It's in the top 5 or so still right now. I think
Who
it got beat out by Burst Floette like maybe a week ago though. Let me see here.
who was the coach
Uh,
had it?
Ted is the one who has it.
Oh, Kev. Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't find it.
it's sitting
Okay.
at 15, so it's still up there as one of the top ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got it's just barely trailing behind Sebzi and Burst.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. And then let's see here. So now we've been playing Pokemon Champions for a couple months, 3-4 months at this point. So we've all had time to kind of get a feel for the mons in the game and the metas around it and how it's been shifting. And I kind of want to know what has been your favorite thing to play with so far, and like what are you hoping to see get added in future updates for the regulations?
In BGC or draft?
Both, either way.
Both. Okay, I'm loving using Farigraph lately in MFDL and in the sandbox and in draft. Paired with uh, a mon that can destroy dark types like Gallade or Sylveon, it can do a lot of things because blocking fake outs or prankster attacks is a huge ability. And in the BGC thing, I think I'm trying to get my Bellybolt badge.
Oh yeah.
And in the ladder, I think I'm at the 40 or 45 wings with Bellybolt. I only play to get VPs to
Yeah.
make my teams for draft, but I have a team that I'm using with Bellybolt, and I'm going to try it in my first in-person tournament since I think Sun and Moon. I didn't play tournaments since 2017, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And this Sunday I have a tournament, and I'm gonna try that team and see and show how Bellybolt how good is Bellybolt at the BGC community.
All right. You'll have to update me and then everybody watching. Obviously, you'll have to give an update in ADL how that does. I would be curious to see how far Belly Bowl gets in like an actual tournament. That would be cool. So looking into the future as well, is there anything that you're wanting to see, like gimmick wise, get added? Like what are you most looking forward to besides Megas? Dynamax, Z moves, Terra.
Well, I'm not a fan of Dynamax. I
Okay.
have to tell. Era is not my favorite, and yeah, I don't like any gimmick that gives you an attack that can KO one hit KO almost every month. Being with giving you some kind of adaptability boost to your mons, or giving you the Dynamax double HP and 150 battle points attacks. But yeah, I'd like to try again C moves and paired with Mega Evolution, like in 2018 or 19, with the end of the Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon era. And I'd like to try both gimmicks at the same time. And well, maybe Dynamax and Terra in the future, but we all know that we are gonna have first, I think, maybe Terra and then Dynamax.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're gonna hold off on Dynamax for quite a while, specifically because it is just such a balance shift of a gimmick. It is like games are won on how your Dynamax is placed, really, and like there's no coming back from a Dynamax in some ways. Whereas like a Mega or a Z move, there's still things you can do against it. It's not like it's not a game over scenario, or at least most of the time. I also am just kind of a personal believer that every gimmick was downhill from Megas anyway. I mean, I think Terra is the healthiest one that we've had for VGC, but for draft, not so much. Or at least I've been being taught that for draft, not so much. I always kind of liked it, but you know.
I like an open Terra format where when it's closed Terra is not a healthy gimmick.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it had its place. Like, I think an ADL closed Terra made a lot of sense because just the format was it being low tier Terra. So you already had a limited amount of mons that could Terra, and then if you limited it even further, then it just becomes very, I don't know, what's the point of Terra type of thing. But who knows? Let's see. So, what keeps you coming back to draft and to Pokemon in general? Because, I mean, life is a busy, hectic, crazy thing that goes on constantly, and it can feel like we never have enough time. But it seems like a lot of us always make time to get back on our Switch and play a children's puzzle game. So, like, what keeps you coming back to this game?
Well, I was playing since Pokemon Yellow when I had 10 years. And then I played till the release of Black and White. But then I went to the university and have like 4 or 5 years. Well, I didn't play anything. And when I rediscovered my hobby, the Pokemon games, buying what's a Nintendo DS or 3DS, and I played. It was Alpha Sapphire.
Yes.
And I said, why I stopped playing this shit. And yeah, I recovered that love for Pokemon again. And then it was till Sun and Moon where I discovered the competitive scene. And yeah, I felt in love with the BGC tournaments and kind of competition. And it's something that I love, not half playing games or playing matches, but half building my teams or my even in draft or in BGC, and try to make them like a thing that is original, like you saw that team and you say it's a Mario team.
Right.
Like to have my own personality or my own things that other people didn't use in my team, and that's why I'm using Volleyball Team BGC to do that team my team.
Yeah, to make it your signature, to put your mark on it. I like it. I like it a lot. And I also want to know, in this community, it takes, or even just in this hobby, it really does help to have, your prep partners or your your go-to rivals or your friends that you always go to about your opinions on mons, or the people that you've battled so many times, you know the ins and outs of their play style. So who would you consider, like, in this community or even outside of this community, if you have friends in the VGC scene, like, who would you consider to be, like, the biggest drive to keep getting better in this game for you?
Something I'm missing from this is to have partners to build. Because I always do my own part of this, because there isn't a lot of, well, there is no one, o sea, no more Spanish player playing
Right.
Draft League. And yeah, thing is to talk about draft with someone else. It's difficult because the most of the community is American, and well, I have my free time. You all are working, so it's difficult to talk with an American friend. I used to talk with Ed sometimes to make teams, or to try some things, to some trades, or to play in the tag team in the game room draft. And yeah, I looking after to be as consistent as player as T-Ball, as Sam Wakeman. And yeah, I used to look at their teams or their matches, learn how they play, and try to adapt or to pick the best of them and to add it to my own playstyle.
Cool. And then let's see. I would say, what is I'm brain farting here. Give me 1 second. What is the what's your favorite? Let me say it in the better way, just the simpler way. I don't know how to explain it in the long-winded way. What's your favorite format? Like, over the terms of the entirety of you playing draft and VGC, what has been, like, your favorite rule set, regulation format that you've ever played?
I love low tiers format, and so then regulation H and those draft where we ban all the high tiers and play with the low tiers is the one that I find the most fun in it. And to be true, the ones that I perform the best. So yeah, those kind of drafts, low tiers, are my favorites.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I agree with you, like, wholeheartedly. Low tier is by far my favorite. It's the one that I fell in love with way forever ago in UDL, and then when we tried to do some form of it in ADL as well. I love the low tier options to make them shine. The ones that don't normally get the spotlight finally get the spotlight, like Belly Bolt, for example. And when we get a bigger dex, I'm definitely going to try to do something in ADL with low tiers again, because I just love them. But right now, the deck size just doesn't afford us the option yet. Cool. Well, Mario, I think I'm out of questions here. So let's see. I'm going to give you the opportunity right now. You have the floor. All of your adoring MarioEFG fans who are wanting to see you go all the way, who are watching you and expecting great things from you, or your haters who are wanting you to lose next week and be out of playoffs contention. What do you have to say? Anything you want to say to the camera right now?
Okay, so my haters should know that I have valuable in my team, so I'm not gonna lose anymore.
Perfect. And then to your adoring fans.
For my adoring fans, that I have a few, I feel.
I'm one of
At
them.
least the the ones that show my streams. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying weird things and weird megas, weird strategies to have fun, but I'll try to be more consistent and to win more tournaments, more draft leagues in the future. Because yeah, it's funny to play with some cool stuff, but it's funnier to win. I feel.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, then everybody look forward to more and more matches and fun drafts from Mario. And Mario, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. It means the world to be able to pick your brain and get to sit down and talk, especially you, because like you said, time zone difference. We don't really get to chat much. So it was kind of good to pick your brain and get your opinions on things. And honestly, hear your voice for longer than 15 minutes in like a draft stream. So that was pretty cool too. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. And thank you all for watching. This has been Mario's coach interview. I will link his channel either in the end screen or in the description so that you can go check out his awesome matches, because he does have... I have never seen a bad match video from Mario, win or lose. It's always good content. So definitely go check him out. And look forward to the next coach interviews coming up soon. We will see you then. Peace.